Good morning, everybody. What is up? Another week, man. It is Monday. We made it through the weekend. Now we just got to work for the next one, baby. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's good to see you. What's up, Mr. Overthinker? How are you, buddy? It's good to see everybody. Thanks for being here. We are doing day 8 of Valheim today. Um, 24-hour stream tomorrow. Yeah. We'll probably hop into a few different games, and we'll just kind of. There's no real set schedule for tomorrow, to be honest. I'm doing great. I'm doing great, buddy. Thanks for asking. Um, might possibly play a little bit of Raft with the kiddos. We did some of that a few months ago. We still got some stuff to get done in that game. We'll probably do some other community games. I don't know, man. We'll figure it out, but it should be a good time. Yeah, man. Yeah, we did a weekend stream with my kids, man, where we played a little bit of Raft and everything a few months ago, and we've still got some gameplay to get done in Raft. So who knows? Maybe we'll get the kids in on the anniversary stream a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Um, Other than that, I don't know. We'll play a few. We'll probably play some games, see what the community wants to get up to. If we can find some other games to get into to play together, just mess around. We got 24 hours, man. We got 24 hours to fill up. So we're gonna go look at a bunch of clips from the past year and eat some funky food, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah. So good morning. Before we hop into Valheim, let's do what we do. All right, let's hop into this gaming news segment. Again, I hope everybody's day is going very well. It's good to see you guys. Let's go. Get my camera out of the way. Sorry. Cool, cool, cool. Um, so right off the bat, Capcom suggests it could revive some of its dormant game series. Yeah, cool. Take a look at that. Work on Stalker 2 is once again underway. Stalker 2 is by a Ukrainian dev. Yeah. If I remember correctly. So they've been kind of at a standstill because of this terrible war going on. And Samara, what's up, buddy? How are you? So we will see what's going on here with this Stalker 2 and the devs in particular, see how they're doing, and we'll see what's going on. PS1 and PSP games have started appearing on the Asian Play Store. There we go. That's in anticipation of uh, PS Plus, the new PS Plus subscription, the whole revamped platform for that, for the subscription service for PlayStation, is rolling out in Asia before anywhere else. Trying to sleep but can't. I'm sorry, buddy. That sucks. I'm sorry. So we'll see what's going on here. It's good to see you, though. Sorry you can't sleep. That sucks. Um, we already read about that. We've already talked about June. The coming month is huge for gaming, not because of necessarily releases or anything, but because we get to find out more information about a lot of games that we know are already in development, and we get to get a bit of a peek at some games that haven't necessarily been announced yet, right? So, um, go ahead and throw this in chat real quick if you're interested. There, again, E3 is not happening this year at all. So there's Summer Games Fest. There's with Jeff Keighley, whom most people are familiar with. There are a lot of other individual kind of showcases going on by all kinds of developers, right? So that link I put in chat, um, that link I put in chat should give you it's a pretty comprehensive list of the kinds of events, showcases that are going on between next month and August, most of them being in June. And that should give you a good idea. We'll try to watch a lot of them here in the channel as long as we're able to co-stream them, okay? If not, we'll probably pull them up and just watch them like a day later or something like that. We'll see what happens. Move to earn. Solana app Steppen is latest crypto gaming craze. I have not heard about this. We'll go ahead and take a look and see what's going on here. Obviously, it's got cryptocurrency involved, which would lead me to assume there's some kind of NFT blockchain stuff going on as well. We'll see. PS2 emulator PCSX2 gets a friendly, user-friendly UI at last. Take a look at that. Before we hop into that article, this is what I'll say. There's a lot of different thoughts in the industry around the use of emulation as opposed to actually owning the games and playing them. And we'll cover a bit of Devea. How are you, my friend? How you doing? It's good to see you. We'll talk a bit once I get into this article. We'll talk a bit more about the different views and opinions people have regarding emulators and things like that. Okay. Corsair's first ever gaming laptop has a touch bar. So apparently Corsair is getting now into the actual part of the tech industry, hardware, of actually creating full computers. So we'll take a look at what this touch bar has to offer here as well. We'll just see. I don't always dive into topics like this, but I'm interested to see what this touch bar is about. AMD is really leading the way right now as far as uh, processors are concerned across computing as a whole, um, as well as in the gaming realm. They just created a version of their Risen chips that actually triples the amount of level 3 cache memory. Um, it's pretty incredible. You're well? Good. I'm glad, Devea. It's good to see you, buddy. We'll take a look here and see what's going on with their new previews. We'll try to skim that real quick. Stunlock. Stunlock eyelash. Oh, man. All right, I think we're good. One Day Gamers Universe Convention offers free gaming. Let's take a look at what that's about. Mara, good luck. I hope you're able to get some rest, my friend. Maybe we'll get to see you a little bit later after you wake up, maybe. But I hope you get some good rest. PS1 games on PS5 and PS4 have a CRT filter and much more. See what that's about. Evil Dead sold over 500,000 copies in 5 days. Okay, I haven't seen much regarding like people's thoughts and kind of reviews about the Evil Dead game. It looks really cool. It looks really cool. Very Dead by Daylight esque, yeah, but it's obviously set in the Evil Dead universe there. It looks pretty neat. It looks pretty neat. So we'll see. Let's pivot here. Let's get to our other search. Xbox turned Marvel down, leading to Spider Man on PS4. Okay. If that's the case, they might really regret that now. Spider-Man has been a very, very successful title on PlayStation. So we'll see what that has to offer us. Yeah, me too, Devea. Me too. Mhm. Sorry. Yeah, yeah, yep. 16 best deals on video games, as well as some other stuff. But we'll see what the that has to offer, just particularly regarding video games. Okay, King Kibby, what's up, buddy? Yo, thanks, man. Thank you. All right, dude. Yeah, thanks for being here, buddy. It's good to see you. Maybe we'll see you later or something. All right. Cool. Good to see you, buddy. Activision employees to cast a union vote. We've been talking about this a lot here recently. Um, yeah, cool. Sounds good, buddy. Yeah, sounds good. All good. Yeah. I hope your day goes well. Till we see you later. All right. Um, unions are popping up everywhere in the gaming world, right? Developers are having unions be created by their employees all over the place. Here's another one. I think it was pretty safe to see this one coming. Earlier this year, Raven Software, which is a subsidiary of Activision Blizzard, had their own union vote, if I remember correctly. And now there's actually one coming for the employees working for Activision. Yeah, so I'm not real surprised there. We've talked about this a lot. Cognitive functioning in humans across the board, children, adults, seniors, it doesn't matter. Playing just like an hour of certain types of video games, specifically games that really make you think, like RTS games, uh, 4X games, stuff like that. They increase cognitive functioning in human beings. It is a proven, researched fact. Um, Good stuff. We've already talked about TikTok pushing into gaming. Many entertainment platforms, social media, streaming services, you name it, are pivoting into gaming. It's a huge industry. Besides the fact that it's you know, just very popular as something people like to do for entertainment. These developers are finding that, which it's been done forever, but it's really starting to get to a different kind of level nowadays. The ability to market within games, promote within games, put ad space in games and stuff like that. So um, that's where everybody wants to be, man, in the gaming industry. We've talked about this. We've talked about the diversity space tool. Um, we've hit that yesterday as well. Um, I would say any of those articles you might be interested in that I passed up that I had said we'd already hit in previous articles, go check out the previous news segment, the news segments from previous days that are up on YouTube, and you'll probably get a look at some of this stuff that we've passed up just because we've already hit it. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yep. So let's go ahead and dive in here. Let's see what we can get immersed in as far as our the industry we love and some of the new stuff going on here. Move to earn. Solana app STEPN is latest crypto gaming craze, but skeptics question its sustainability and whether it can be called a game. Looks like you're probably creating shoe designs and stuff, I'm guessing. Since its launch in December, STEPN, an app that lets users walk and run to earn tokens. Oh, it actually is has quickly become a household name in the play to earn blockchain gaming or GameFi world. 2 to 3 million users worldwide are now active on the app every month. STEPN's co-founder Jerry Huang recently told TechCrunch. That number is nowhere close to the 100 million player size enjoyed by popular Web2 titles, but in the world of crypto, it's a meaningful breakthrough for a 5-month-old app. As of May 22nd, the market cap of STEPN's native token GMT stood at around 860 million US. Founded by Huang and his co-founder, Yan Rong in Adelaide, Australia, STEPN debuted at a Solana hackathon in October. After coming in fourth, its exposure at the event helped land its first batch of beta users. When it officially launched 2 months later, words about the app that let one earn by staying fit had already spread within the blockchain community. Without any splashy ad campaign, scores of users signed up. In weeks, STEPN was growing so fast the team needed to cap the number of daily registrations. Now, tens of thousands of users are joining the app per day, according to Huang. Huang, a serial entrepreneur, and Rong, a blockchain venture capitalist, were self-funding. There it is. I told you. If it's crypto's involved, there's going to be blockchain and NFTs in it too. Or, some kind of mixture of that. Uh, Self-funding the project at first for the pair were financially stable. But in September, they decided that fundraising could bring in other meaningful resources, such as partnerships and publicity. The founders spoke to over 100 investors and revised their pitch deck over 40 times before closing a $5 million US seed round from Sequoia Capital and others in November. We didn't have a product at the time. Many investors couldn't understand what we were doing, Sequoia did. The process of addressing investor questions also helped us refine the product to where it was later, said Huang. Indeed, the fast-growing app appears to be self-sustainable for now. It's generating 3 to 5 million in net profit from trading fees a day and earning up to 100 million every month. In April, it picked up another round of strategic investment from Binance. Is it a game? Some argue what makes STEPN and other play-to-earn blockchain games like Axie Infinity. If you are not familiar with what Axie Infinity is a blockchain crypto game that was very Pokemon-esque. It was a battler, right? But what you would also do is it had the whole incorporation that we're seeing in all these kind of blockchain crypto games where you get these monsters or these little I think they were actually based on axolotls, if you know what that animal is. And or I guess I think that it's an amphibian, yeah. And you take them, you breed them, you try to get the best ones you can, you use them to battle and everything. Axie Infinity got hacked about a month and a half ago, I think it was now, for $600 million, reportedly by North Korea. Yeah, and as far as I know, they haven't gotten any of that back at this point. So the thing that is really scary about a lot of this, even if it doesn't necessarily come off as a scammy kind of endeavor, investing in these kinds of companies, the money. Oh, is it kind of popular? So you know what it is, Overthinker, yeah? Do you know if they've recovered at all from that hack? Do you have any idea? I haven't heard of them being able to recover really from that hack. I think the game is still going, but That was a pretty significant loss, and if I remember correctly, it definitely affected the game's stock. People playing it. Yo, Syke, what's up, buddy? Servers up, man. Servers up. I'm hanging in your base. What's up, dude? Did you have a good weekend? See it pop up every once in a while. Wasn't really interested. Yeah. A lot of those things just seem very scummy, very scammy to me right now, you know. And uh, the thing is, the thing I try to tell everybody as well is these kinds of games where you're investing and keeping your money in this cryptocurrency revolving, you know, throughout these game universes, your money is only as safe as that company is is keeping it, right? If they aren't doing everything they can to make sure there's no way for hackers to get in and steal that stuff, it's a risk, right? It's the safest place, dude. You didn't want walls, man. You didn't want walls. You guys want the servers up? I'm hanging in your place, dude. I will probably get a lot of I don't know. We'll see. I've got stuff to do. I was just kind of messing around. I'm not trying to get you beat up. might might take you on the walls offer. We'll see. How safe from Korea are your antics tokens? Don't even worry, buddy. What's up, Pinky? Need to expand as well? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, we'll figure it out. Yeah. I mean, I've got to expand too. I don't know, dude. We got all kinds of stuff to get done. It's good to see you guys. How was your weekend, Pinky and Sayak? How you guys doing? How was your weekends? Um, so, yeah, I don't know. It's tough, right? People see this as a way to make money, especially if you get into these blockchaining games early. Um, but that money is only as safe as that developer is going to keep it, right? Woke up like 20 minutes ago. Word, buddy, word. Ready to rock? Ready to rock some Valheim? Again, here's the thing. Spend the night designing base in Valheim. Dude, me and Sayak and I, we are like in awe of what you and Varya have been doing. You know what I mean? And we're just sitting there, like, I look at my base every day and I'm like, God, this is such a basic base. It's so terrible compared to you guys. And you're just working on better designs. Incredible. Um, I know. I'm not trying to outclass anybody. I'm not trying to outclass anybody. Um, to start earning tokens in this game, stepping right, uh, and logging one's mileage, users need to first spend at least 12 soul or around $600 on a pair of virtual shoes at the current market rate. The digital shoes are in the form of a non fungible token, called it, right? That runs on the Solana network and Binance's smart chain so they can be resold later. The entry fee is still not a trivial amount for any casual player. Over time, Steppen users will need to accumulate new kicks to level up. The usual return on investment requires about a month, upon which people can start generating income of up to several $1,000s per day, depending on their level activeness and the current price of Steppen tokens. In other words, the game can be quite lucrative. Yeah, that's the way all these are. In the eyes of some gaming veterans, the gameplay of most existing GameFi apps is easy and mindless. Axie Infinity, for instance, features cute blob-like creatures that fight in simple battles. As such, Web2 gaming incumbents are entering GameFi in droves, pledging to bring quality back to the industry. I'm sorry, I can't speak this morning. Incumbents are entering GameFi in droves, pledging to bring quality back to the industry. Huang begged to differ. A lot of AAA games overemphasize aesthetics and big budgets. They aren't really that innovative when it comes to gameplay. Whereas some simple-looking games like Plants vs. Zombies come with brilliant gameplay that makes them last, said Huang, who ran his own gaming studio in China before moving to Australia a decade ago. Many newcomers to GameFi are blindly pursuing AAA productions, he continued, but if they weren't already successful in Web 2, why would they be in Web 3? Some simple looking games aren't that simple behind the scene. For instance, how we design the economics of our app. Is it sustainable? Other critics question the financial sustainability of play to earn. Maintaining such a business model means the gameplay needs to be either so addictive that users continue to play without cashing out their coins, or that the app continues to attract new users who buy in only to replace those who cash out. Critics have even drawn parallels between play to earn to pyramid schemes. Yeah, absolutely. Axie Infinity hasn't been able to sustain its meteoric rise, partially because they got hacked for $600 million. Sky Mavis, the Vietnamese gaming studio behind the game, was valued at $3 billion in a $150 million financing round last October, but its token has lost over 80% of its value since peaking in November at 160 US. And its sales volume has nosedived from 754 US to just 5 million. That's what I thought. I was pretty sure that game got absolutely obliterated. Losing a few $1,000s is the end of the world for most of Steppen's users, who are 20 to 40-year-olds from affluent countries like the US, Japan, and Europe. China, where crypto trading is banned, accounts for less than 5% of its user base, Huang said. But Axie Infinity's players are concentrated in developing countries like the Philippines and Venezuela, many of whom are betting a significant amount of their savings on the game, a major source of their income during the COVID pandemic. Steppen proposes a twofold solution to sustainability. For one, it's working on a price stabilization mechanism to ensure the cost of its coin is always at a rate that the shoes are affordable for new users, but also not so cheap that existing users lack the incentives to mint new shoes. That is, create new shoes on the blockchain and sell. Yeah, there you go, Overthinker. Yep. Price manipulation is achieved through its dual token system. When the price of its utility coin, GST, is too high and shoes get pricey, Steppen will ask players to burn its governance coin, GMT, to mint new shoes. The supply of GST increases as a result, leading to a sell-off and bringing its costs down. Huang also argued Steppen's fitness component makes it fundamentally different from Axie Infinity. Yes, users can make money from Steppen in the early stage, but over time they will also grow accustomed to staying active. They will continue to walk or run regardless of financial rewards. Many people don't see Steppen as a real game, nor do they consider it a running app because users can make money from it, said Kurt Shi, founding partner of Wieland and Shi Capital and an early investor in Steppen. Hard to define what it is right now, but time will tell. Um, I'm gonna summarize this real quick. Operating with a rapidly expanding team of 70 people across countries including Australia, the UK, the US, and Singapore, Steppen's next step is to build a social product around its token holder community. The challenge now is to prove that it can continue to draw in a constant stream of new runners. Um, it's not a bad idea. This was actually probably a pretty good idea for companies interested in trying to create something successful in the realm of, blockchain, NFT, crypto kinds of games. Again, yo, gamer, what's up, buddy? Uh, I highly recommend people be very, very careful in this realm right now. Um, so much of it is just it's very volatile. It's these games in the market and everything is just up and down all the time. And when one of these games crashes, they crash, and the money, the crypto within it, just gets obliterated. So you're playing a risky game, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured, Pinky. Yeah. Um, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do with their money, but just as far as my opinion goes regarding blockchain, crypto, NFTs, and stuff like that being incorporated in games right now, it's very, very scammy. It's very sus, and uh, I will not be diving into this anytime soon. I can tell you that. Yeah. Just woke up, gamer. Nice, dude. You did what, Pinky? Just be careful. If you're planning on getting into this realm, be careful. Yeah. Whether it be getting hacked, the devs deciding they want to just shut down the game and take off with the money or whatever. We've seen that happen. Um, just the fact that the game can all of a sudden lose popularity and drown. There's all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. Here we go. Uh, Here's the thing. We're going to talk just a second about emulators in general, right? And the perception around them. The thing that's rough is there are so many amazing games throughout gaming's history, right? And it's not always easy to be able to go back and access that content the way it is to access older movies and music, like other forms of entertainment, right? It's very easy to go access historical, you know, older content through most of other sections of entertainment and media. Games, it's not always that easy, right? Got bored around 37. Sorry, dude. Uh, the big issue here is that not many of these developers are doing a fantastic job at maintaining very easily acceptable ways for people to play the old titles, right? And it's important to us as gamers because outside of just nostalgia and stuff, that's a big reason we love to play those old games, nostalgia, but also because of how important many of these titles were to the gaming industry in general and what they have helped make games today, right? There are so many amazing games that were just defining for the industry itself and certain genres of games. And it's important that we are able to go back and access those titles so we see how gaming has evolved and why it has evolved this way, right? Issue being, again, not many of these developers are doing a great job at maintaining a library of titles for us to be able to access and play those older games. And on top of that, it's not always a lot of fun for us to like have to dig out every old console and hook it up and play those games anytime we want to access them if we own the titles ourselves, right? So there's a lot of thoughts about emulation, when we should be able to use it, when we shouldn't be able to use it, it being a infringement on uh, copyright and stuff, right? Things like that. About to make some breakfast. Let's go. Make me some too, King. I like breakfast. We like food. Just hook everybody in chat up, all right? Let's get some food. Get some of that chonkster status going. Let's get that chonk. Let's get real chonky. um, but there are a lot of views and opinions from the developers themselves. It better make a lot. Sorry, gamer. Yeah, I mean, I know. I've tried to be a little bit better about not blasting through so fast, but that's just the way I read, man. So it's hard for me to slow down sometimes. Yeah, I apologize. Um, but I do appreciate you being here. Everybody, everybody. Um, so it's a really difficult situation. The devs are not making it easier for us either by not making some of these consoles backwards compatible because obviously they want us to buy the games again that we already own from previous consoles through their subscription service or what have you. It's a weird situation, and I can understand why emulator use is a very popular thing, right? there are a lot of views and opinions. PCSX2 gets a user-friendly UI at last. Time to download some box art. Open source emulator PCSX2 is the best way to play PS2 games, proudly declaring that it supports over 98% of the original PlayStation 2 library. It's never been a looker, however, with a bare-bones UI that often sends players off in search of a separate front-end launcher. That's changed with the first public release of PCSX2 that uses the GUI framework, graphical user interface, okay, Qt. There you go, man. Yeah, I loved Need for Speed Underground. I loved those games. GT4, man, I think I still own that. Tekkens, that's cool, man. Uh, New interface includes a grid view for showing off Xbox. I'm off the walls. Java. I can't read this morning. Get that Java. Hook up that Java. Let's go. Get up in that. Everybody get your Java. The new interface includes a grid view for showing off box art as well as a more traditional list view, a dark mode option, and a row of straightforward icons across the top, some of which are grayed out as this is a developer build, and it will be a while before it hits the next stable release. The UI will look familiar to users of PS1 emulator DuckStation. That's probably thanks to contributing developer Stinzik, who was DuckStation's primary developer. Over there, nodders. Let's go. To get your library looking schmick, download box art from somewhere like the Cover Project, rename the files so they match the relevant ISO files, and pop them in a covers folder in your PCSX2 directory. Then select Game Grid from PCSX2's View menu, and voila! Voila! All your Burnout, Silent Hill, and Metal Gear Solid games will be ready to stare at. Other improvements in the platform's Qt release include per game settings, in case you need to remap controls for one game but not other. That's awesome. Or make use of fan-made texture packs, for instance. Native support for DS4 and 5 controllers. No more relying on DS4 Windows or Steam, and future updates will download automatically. That's sick. There's always been... It's not as bad today for PlayStation controllers, but man, I remember back in like Windows 7 days, trying to get PlayStation controllers to work on Windows was terrible. It sucked. It was terrible. Before you race to download the latest build, be aware that only Windows 10 and 11 are currently supported, as this is an in-development build. You may encounter some issues. If you're into bug reporting, go ahead. But as the PCSX2 team explains, these releases are intended for those who want to or require being on the bleeding edge. They may contain unresolved bugs or issues. Use at your own discretion with this in mind. All right, man. If interested in that article, there you go. There you go. All right, looks like Corsair is hopping into actually making PCs, right? I'm not so much interested in their oh god, I've got to look at a different ad blocker, and Pinky already sent me one. I just keep forgetting. I've been doing other stuff, man. The thing I'm interested in was this touch bar. Seeing what the touch bar added here. So you can see the touch bar from the top-down view here. Corsair, after having been a leader in the desktop space for decades, is releasing its first ever gaming laptop. The Voyager 1600 is an AMD powerhouse, equipped with both Ryzen 6000 series processors and a RX 6000 series GPU. Let me see what this is, dude. What is this exactly, Pinky? Explain what this is to me, and we'll take a look at it in a bit. Let me finish this article. We don't know with complete certainty what this device will look like yet, since the pictures Corsair has provided us with are only renders, and we only got a brief peek during the AMD's Computex keynote. Still, take a look, and one feature will likely jump out at you. There's a touch bar. Okay, so this is a render, huh? This isn't necessarily how it's going to look end game, right? Row of shortcut buttons above the keyboard deck isn't actually called a touch bar, of course. Corsair described it to me specifically as 10 easy access customizable S key shortcut buttons. Good thing is that in this row of 10 easy access customizable S key shortcut buttons adds extra keys to the keyboard. Doesn't actually replace the function row, which is a choice some other manufacturers have made with mixed reception. S keys are powered by Elgato Stream Deck software. Cool. Which means you'd likely be using them for various live streaming controls, including switching scenes, launching media, and adjusting audio. Wouldn't necessarily expect the laptop to be the device of choice for many streamers, yeah, but it's still an interesting idea that's unusual in the gaming space. Can also work well as a Zoom meeting controller. Satirical site where most every aspect of interface is somehow broken and wrong, yeah. Goal is to go through it all and get to the end. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, we'll take a look at it in a second. Also, it appears that you can, thanks for sharing, buddy. It appears that you can access these touch controls while the laptop is closed. I do like that you can see the battery indicator before opening up the thing. Wonder about buttons potentially being bumped while the laptop is in a backpack or something. We'll know more about these buttons, how these buttons work, when we get our hands on the device, which should be sometime in July. So there's a bit of a render, yeah, on what it's supposed to look like, going to look like. There you can see that touch bar, yeah. It's got cherry profile mechanical keyboard, low profile mechanical keyboard, 1080p webcam. I don't know if you're interested in the actual specs. The big reason I wanted to take a look at that was because of the touch bar. That's interesting to me. Um, I would say that, yeah, I don't know how many people are looking to actually use a laptop to stream with, like out of their home base or whatever. But if you were somebody that needed to stream on the road occasionally, or even often, having something with this kind of function in it, especially with it being like a built-in Elgato Stream Deck system, right? It could be fairly useful, yeah, to go ahead and have everything loaded up on this laptop if you need to be on the road, do some streaming, and just be able to use those buttons to switch through scenes and everything, rather than like taking a Stream Deck with you, things like that. Yeah, I mean, it's not what I'm looking to do, you know. But again, it could be useful if you needed to stream on the road, or again, if you do a lot of video meeting kind of stuff where you can switch through scenes or bring up different stuff and have macros set up for it on those buttons. It could be useful, could be, but I don't know. It's not necessarily what I'm looking for, but it could fit the bill for certain people. I have no idea. Here's the thing: Corsair has not been in the like full computer build hardware side of you know, tech, right? It's always been more like uh, peripherals, RAM, specific pieces of hardware for computers, not full computer builds. And they're probably trying to come up with some ideas that will set them apart from what a lot of other computer manufacturers are doing, right? To bring in an amount of customer base. Not a bad idea. We'll see how popular it is, I guess. AMD preview CPUs for cheap laptops and flagship gaming PCs. AMD is really blazing the trail right now as far as CPUs go in our tech world. It used to always be Intel. Intel isn't producing anything bad by any means, but you are not getting the same kind of performance through Intel these days, especially at the price point they want for their processors, that AMD is producing. AMD has always been thought of as like the budget processors, historically, anyways. They never really performed up to the same potential that Intel's processors did at the same like cores and threads and stuff. But they were the price for performance was a much better buy in grabbing AMD CPUs. Now, what has happened is we've seen AMD's processors actually kind of eclipse performance levels of Intel stuff while still maintaining a nice price point. Whereas if you look at processors that are supposed to be comparable performance-wise from Intel, you're paying like 2 to 3 times as much. People are going to have their preference. You do you. That's just what I know about this factual. That's just the way it is. At Computex 2022, AMD previews a new generation of desktop PC CPUs, initially targeting gamers, and a new laptop CPU geared towards laptops costing $400 to $700 US. Why it matters. Cheaper laptops with fewer compromises are always in demand. Plus, the new PC CPUs promise more than just the usual generation over generation performance increase, as well as support for some technologies that can improve the speed and fluidity of gameplay. Let's just get to the gritty here. So AMD is going to start rolling out some new products over the next few months, heading into the rest of 2022, the rest of the year. Next gen, this list includes next gen Ryzen 7000 series of 5 nanometer desktop CPUs, codenamed Raphael, and its accompanying platform architecture, as well as new Ryzen CPUs codenamed Mendocino. I think I probably butchered that. Intended for cheap laptops and Chromebooks costing, again, $400 to $700. Yeah. So these mobile processors or these processors for like Chromebooks and things like that, they have RDNA2 integrated graphics. New power saving technology allows the laptops to hit AMD's target 10 hours of battery life in mixed use. The next gen CPUs, upcoming Zen 4 architecture at CES 2022. So, I'm guessing this article was from yesterday. Yeah, yesterday they dropped more news about those processors. Seems to be on track for the second half of the year. Again, 5 nanometer chiplets containing the processor core sharing space with a 6 nanometer supporting chipset, adds an integrated GPU based on its RDNA architecture. Here's the big thing. What we're starting to see with these Ryzen chips is a large increase of cache memory. Okay, within processors, you've got like the way the processors are kind of built and stacked inside the chip. You've got like the way it all comes together. You've got different levels of cache and memory within, and specifically, they came out recently with a processor that basically the level 3 cache was tripled within, which significantly increases gaming, any kind of video editing, stuff like that. So twice as much level 2 cache, expanded instruction set, 15% increase in single core performance. AMD still lags Intel for single core speed, which many applications tend to use for intensive processing for short bursts. There aren't any PCIe 5 NVMe solid state drives shipping yet, but AMD says that at least Crucial should have one ready when the new motherboards launch in the fall for their new architecture. New socket AM5 for these new processors, larger number of pins, than AM4, as well as native support for a processor power draw of 170 watts. The current is 142 watts with AM4. Oh. One drawback to the new architecture, it doesn't support DDR5 memory. Only DDR4. Since DDR5 is still more expensive than DDR4, it means you can't configure cheap and wait until prices drop to upgrade. Yeah. Bacon, egg, sausage cheese sandwich with a caramel coffee, man. Let's go. Get that Java, dude. Yo, thanks for making me breakfast, King. Really, thanks for making me really hungry, King. You have a gaming laptop? Yeah. Well, that just depends. You would have to do some research. Yeah, you would need to do some research, gamer. That's really something you're gonna have to take a look at. Um, and there's a difference, right? There's a big difference between just being able to stream and what kind of games you're wanting to stream to. You know, revolving around what hardware your laptop has, right? Uh, so it 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 doesn't mean you wouldn't necessarily be able to stream with it. It just depends the kind of content you're wanting to stream, right? Um, there's a lot that you would need to look into. Yeah, just regarding the specs of your PC and what it takes to actually stream. What kind of software you're using to stream, all that kind of stuff. If you're going to be doing hardware or software encoding uh, through whatever streaming service, streaming software platform you're using, there's a lot that goes into it, buddy. There's a lot. Which one would be better based on the hardware you have? It's there's a lot. Research, educate yourself, and see if it would be something that you think would be possible with your setup. Uh, Speedier storage. Yeah. I'll stop there. I'll stop there. If you want to read the rest of this, there you go. The big thing here is we're about to see a lot of new evolution technology coming out from AMD within the next probably over the summer here. Yeah, over the summer. So we'll keep an eye out. We'll keep an eye out. We'll start seeing more comparisons of like performance of those parts and things like that. Gaming laptops in general. I have one. I've talked about this before. I am a desktop PC lover. I'm not big on laptops. Laptops have their place. I bought a gaming laptop, man, about 4 years ago. It's got like a 1060 in it. It's nothing. It's nothing special, but it got the job done. Right. I was on the road a lot for work, and I needed something that I could take with me to enjoy the world I love. Right. Enjoy. I kind of doubled up. I used it for some work things. I also used it mainly to just chill and game on and stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you want a serious gaming rig, my opinion is you go desktop, right? That's what I mean. I've always built my own. The computer I use right now, I built. I like building my own systems. I've always been that way since I was a kid. I loved tearing stuff apart, building it back up. I was interested in computers from a very young age, and I always try to encourage people if you're interested in gaming or getting a new PC to build your own. It can be a very daunting kind of thought for people to take on, but I feel like there are a lot of resources out there that can help people get that taken care of. And for people that aren't very tech savvy, it really helps to learn how building your own computer helps you to learn how technology works within that machine and can help you be a better troubleshooter should things go wrong. If anything fails, what have you. Yeah, King. Yeah. Are gaming laptops cheaper though? No. No. Uh-uh. I mean, look, this goes with anything, right? If you're in the market to buy anything, I cannot stress enough how important it is to do your research on something that maybe you're not building yourself. Which a lot of things in the tech industry you're not going to be building yourself unless it is like a full PC, what have you. Do your research. Even the parts when you're building your PC, do your research. And if you're not in a significant hurry to get things done, shop around, man. Try to get the best deal that you can get on whatever you're looking to buy. Doesn't matter if it's peripherals, monitors, which is a peripheral really, headsets. You know what I mean? Do your research. Even if you are looking to buy a gaming laptop, there are specific times of the year where you're going to get a better deal on those kind of things than other times of the year, right? There are certain times where big sales happen during the year. And if you can hold off, if you're not in a big rush, hold off. You will save money, man. And that's one of my big things to people. Do your research. There are a lot of great review sites out there that aren't really skewed towards any certain manufacturer, as well as go look at personal reviews for, there are sites that have personal reviews for, like, Slick Deals. Slick Deals is that website I showed the other day. It's very good for finding deals on whatever you want to buy, not just tech stuff. And there are all kinds of user reviews about the products that come up on there, the deals you find. So you have a better idea of what other people have experienced with that piece of equipment. In my opinion, laptops, especially gaming laptops, are usually fairly sketchy, mainly because this. If you want to successfully game at a moderate to high level, you need a good dedicated graphics card within that laptop, right? And anybody that knows anything about technology and computers is heat is a killer, right? Laptops are always made to be as compact as possible. And graphics cards generate a lot of heat. And the laptop is not usually very good at dissipating that heat, right? So what I stress to people all the time is if you are in the process or thinking about buying a gaming laptop, if you want to game at a decent level, it needs to have a dedicated graphics card in it, right? At the same time, get yourself immediately a laptop stand that has fans in it as well to help keep that piece of equipment cool, because heat is a killer. Yes, I never ever have a laptop since I've never had a laptop and not bought and they're not expensive. They are not expensive. 15, $20 usually, something like that, depending on what you want. Probably average, I think, $15 to $25. And it's a significant investment to extend the life of your laptop. Because those GPUs get hot, and it's not just the GPU itself that's taking on that heat. It's all the other components within that laptop, right? They get really hot. So that's my advice. If you can go with a desktop PC, go with a desktop PC. That is where it's at, in my opinion. I understand people needing or wanting gaming laptops. I have one, right? I'm not against them. I just think you're better off with a desktop. If you are going to get a laptop, do everything you can to keep that device cool as possible, all right? Always have it on the stand when you play on it. Always have those fans turned on, in the stand. That's my thing. Only use your laptop for Wireshark or LANC Remastered. Yeah. My son is the one that since I'm not working, traveling for work or anything anymore, my son always games on my old gaming laptop. Yeah, he's absolutely crushing some Enter the Gungeon and Terraria right now. He's turning into quite the little gamer. Yeah. Um, One day, Gamers Universe convention offers free gaming fun for Chicago teens. Um, Chicago teens looking for something fun and safe to do over Memorial Day weekend can head down to the Harold Washington Library for Gamers Universe. The event is a free of charge gaming convention designed by the Chicago Teen Gamers Guild. Justin Shannon, Teen Service Library Associate, says there's something at the convention for every level of gamer. Uh, That's yeah. He likes modding it up too, Pinky. Yeah, he likes modding it up too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't have a choice. Use your laptop for all. Again, yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. My advice is to just do everything you can to keep that device cool, because you're going to extend the life of the device naturally. All the components within take on a lot of heat from those GPUs, man. Don't play games that boil my laptop, cool pad or not. Yeah, yeah. But it's easy to happen. Uh, it is dedicated to gaming of all forms. There will be video games there, board gaming there, a scavenger hunt. Someone from an escape room company is coming to talk about how they do immersive design in stories. Professional costume designer is going to be coming in to lead a workshop on how to create your own cosplay. You can then go into a cosplay contest after. So gaming of all types for all ages. That's cool. The one-day convention takes place between 11 a.m. and 9 p.m. on Saturday, May 28th. And participants can sign up for some activities in advance on the event website. There will also be a Mortal Kombat X tournament starting at 1:30 p.m., followed by a Smash Bros. Ultimate tournament at 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. Or no, 3 p.m. At 5 p.m., the library will close, but those participating in the Super Smash tournament will be able to stay after hours until 9 p.m. That's really cool, man. That's really neat. That's really neat. I love this. That's so cool, man. It's so cool. This library is just like putting on this gaming thing. That's cool. Um, PS1 games on PS5, PS4 have a CRT filter and much more. We'll be honest. When it was rumored that Sony was bringing PS1 games to PS5 and PS4 as part of PS Plus Premium, we didn't believe it. Then, when it was confirmed, we expected the absolute bare minimum. So, all credit goes to the Japanese giant for actually exceeding our expectations. Rewind, up pressing, and even some trophies have been included. And now the games are beginning to release in Asia. We have even more details. Again, PS Plus new subscription service is rolling out at different times across the world, starting in Asia first. Like most modern emulators, there will be a variety of display options for PS1 titles. This includes the ability to play at native resolution, even stretched if you're some kind of sinner. There are also a trio of filters you can apply, including default retro classic, which is effectively a CRT, and modern. We're not entirely sure what the last option is doing, but here are some comparisons from Oddworld. Abe's Odyssey is uploaded by Broken Swifty. I'm not going to watch this right now. Yep, yep. All in all, we're pretty happy with the variety of options available here. Really does look like Sony has done a decent job. As mentioned in our Ridge Racer 2 screenshot story, we still need to see these games in motion to draw any firm conclusions, but things are looking pretty good so far. Let's hope they do a good job. See the new preview on Saints Row Reboot? No, I have not. I have not. Nope. Um, is it like gameplay stuff? When did they release the new preview? Or is it just more cinematic? Here we go. This game actually looks pretty cool. Evil Dead sold over 500,000 copies in 5 days. Dropped 3 days ago. Okay. Again, I am not. This game does not look interesting to me. But looks can be deceiving. Okay, let's stick with that. Um, we'll pull this up and take a look at it. Okay, King. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, we'll pull this up. I don't know that we'll watch a video or anything, but we'll pull this up and take a look at what new has kind of come out regarding the game. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks. Asymmetric multiplayer horror game Evil Dead came out on May 13th. So we're talking 10 days ago. Thematically appropriate Friday the 13th. In the first 5 days after its release, as mentioned in the full year report of the Embracer Group, which owns developer Saber Interactive and Embracer Investor on Twitter, Evil Dead sold over 500,000 copies. Look, Embracer Group, if you don't recall, Embracer Group is the company that just bought all of Square Enix's North American development studios, along with the IPs for Tomb Raider, Thief, and Deus Ex. Okay. Yeah, that's how you feel. If you're on your boat, you probably won't provoke any raids. Here's the issue, Syek. I think there might be some sea creatures. Big sea creatures. And if you just stay out there in your boat, you're also at a vulnerable position to kind of get thwomped. Yes, the tsunami. The tsunami. We'll call it that. Call it what you want to call it. Call it Rainbow Kitten Fluffy Cotton Candy. I don't care what you call it. Probably not near your home base. I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. I just knew. So here's what I probably need to do. So what I understand from the game, the safest way to go about going AFK is to go into a crypt that has already been cleared out. So I need to go find a crypt. I need to set up a portal there just to go to that crypt, just to go inside and AFK and stay safe. So instead of going to you guys' bases and stuff like that, that's what I need to do. I'm going to try to set that up today. That way you guys don't have to worry about me going AFK and trying to protect me or me being in your base and you not being there, something like that, okay? So I'm going to try to set that up today. Originally scheduled for a 2021 release, Evil Dead, the game was first delayed to February 2022 for Polish and to add single player, then again to May. As Saber said at the time, this delay gives our team the time they need to get things just right, so your boomstick will be polished, fully loaded, and ready to blast deadites on that Friday the 13th of May. Seems to have paid off. The Evil Dead has been better received than Saber Interactive's previous licensed co-op zombie shooter, World War Z. While 4 players who can be characters from across the movie series and TV show, or just different versions of Ash, cooperate to achieve their objectives, a 5th player hunts them as a demon. Any of the roles can also be filled by AI. The more spooked the survivors are, the more susceptible they are to the demon's attacks, which include possessing one of them to attack the rest. Our own Chris Livingston played Evil Dead recently and said, the survivors have a surprising amount of power, which makes it more than just a game of hide and seek. And the demons have a lot of fun tricks up their rotting sleeves. The nature of the objectives change players to move quickly at times and stand their ground at others, and the advantage seems to swing back and forth between sides a few times in each match. So both survivors and the demon can experience moments of triumph and feelings of panic. Yo, Gotham Knights isn't coming out until 2032? What? I'm just kidding. I knew what you meant. Being a multi-platform multiplayer game with crossplay has certainly helped Evil Dead sell, but it does seem like people are having fun with it. The thought of a bunch of different Ashes, all voiced by Bruce Campbell, and running around together with boomsticks and chainsaws has a definite appeal. Yeah, that's cool, man. The like gameplay that I saw of the game, just trailer-wise and stuff, it looked pretty neat. It looked pretty neat. I'm glad it's doing well. That's cool. That's cool. Gotham Knights looks fun. Do they actually have gameplay of it? They have gameplay trailer of it? I thought all I had really seen was like cinematic stuff. Xbox turned Marvel down, leading to Spider-Man on PS4. If this is the case, yeah, is the trailer just a cinematic, or is it just does it actually have gameplay in it? That's kind of what I was getting at. Uh, didn't they just announce a delay of that game as well? I'm pretty sure we just read that. A bit of a delay for Gotham Knights, I think. Oh, it does have both. Okay, okay, right on. I couldn't remember. Right on. Cool. Thanks, buddy. October. Okay. Uh, I thought we read that it got pushed back or something though. I could be crazy. We know I'm crazy, but I mean, I could be misremembering. Xbox turned Marvel down, which resulted in Spider-Man on PlayStation. If that's the case, no, you're good, overthinker. Don't even trip, man. Uh, Xbox might be kicking themselves in the butt. Head of Marvel Games has revealed how Xbox turned down an opportunity to make licensed games shortly before Sony made a deal to make Spider-Man on PS4. In an excerpt from Stephen L. Kent's 2021 book, The Ultimate History of Video Games Volume 2, Executive Vice President and Head of Marvel Games, Jay Ong, explains how the company cut its earlier deal with Activision short in search of a better partnership. According to Ong, Marvel Games wasn't happy with the quality of the Spider-Man games being published by Activision. Two companies mutually agreed to terminate their licensing deal early. Ong said that when the deal was made to walk away, Activision asked, "What are you going to do with this IP after you get it back?" To which Ong replied, "I'm going to find a better home for it." That's awesome. According to Ong, Activision's reply was, "Good luck finding your unicorn." I would be I could totally see Bobby Kotick saying something like this. Ong said Marvel Games then went to both Xbox and PlayStation to see if either of them would be interested in forming an exclusive partnership, asking them, "We don't have any big console deals with anyone right now. What would you like to do?" Microsoft's strategy, Ong recalls, was to focus on its own IP, and as such, it decided to pass on the offer. Sony, however, was more receptive, sat down with these two execs from PlayStation third party, Adam Boyes and John Drake, in August 2014 in a conference room in Burbank, Ong said. "I said, we have a dream that this is possible, that we could beat Arkham and have one game at least and maybe multiple games that could drive adoption of your platform." Sony reportedly responded by offering to make a AAA PlayStation exclusive Spider-Man game and handed the project to Insomniac, which was independent at the time but was considered one of Sony's most important partners. The resulting game Marvel Spider-Man was widely critically acclaimed and reportedly went on to sell more than 20 million copies, with its spin-off Miles Morales selling a further 6.5 million. Here's the big thing to note here though. Had Microsoft taken Spider-Man on, they could have potentially handed off this IP to a studio that worked with them that wouldn't have done as good of a job with it, right? So that's definitely something that could have happened. In the US, Spider-Man is now one of Sony's most successful video game releases ever in terms of dollar sales. Insomniac recently announced Spider-Man 2 with a teaser trailer during a PlayStation Showcase presentation in September of last year. It's also expanding its relationship with Marvel via an in-development Wolverine game. Yeah, we've seen just a bit of cinematic regarding Wolverine. I'm a Wolverine fan, man. I've always liked Wolverine. I like kind of like anti-hero all the way into the realm of like villains. I tend to really like anti-hero characters. Wolverine's always been kind of out there and on his own a bit, and even though he's an X-Man, he's got his own kind of agenda and stuff quite often. Spider-Man sequel is due to release on PlayStation 5 in 2023 with Candyman actor Tony Todd playing Venom. Sick. Yeah, that's wild, man. And it's probably a good thing that Sony got it because handing it off to Insomniac, they did a great job with those games. I haven't really played them, but everything I know about them is that they're fantastic. Yeah, that was Wolverine was one of my first loves as far as you know comics go. I never got huge into comics or anything, but I loved Wolverine from a very young age. Yeah. Personal opinion: get a game that you like. Get your main to play on. Then make another account. Play on it when I was younger. Used to do a GTA 5 and rank them up, then sell them. People are always looking to buy accounts because a lot of people just want to have fun. Don't want to do the levels or money. Yeah, I mean that's a thing that's always kind of the area where that can get sketchy. Uh, some countries, even some video game makers, uh, consider that to be an illegal practice, right? So it just depends on where you live, the software developer, how they feel about doing that kind of thing, you know. So make sure you're not getting yourself into potential trouble doing that kind of thing. Um, yeah, Wolverine's awesome. Yeah, Dreamy does it for COD, and he averages around 200K a year. Good night, dude. That's a pretty good chunk of change. Uh, so this is 16 great deals on video games, outdoor gear, and tech. We're really just looking for the video game deals. Elden Ring, $50 right now for PS4 and 5. Celeste for PC is only $5. Uh, where is that at? Oh, Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle has Celeste for $5 right now. Yeah, cool. I need to play Celeste, by the way. Uh, you get $5 off Nintendo eShop gift cards. Borderlands 3 is free on Epic right now. We know that. They're also having a huge Epic Games mega sale right now. So if you've gotten any of those free games over the past year, even that you would like to have some of the DLC for, now's a really good time to grab DLC for those games because most of them are on sale, and you get a 25% off coupon for your purchase on the big sale they have going on right now. Okay, that was about it. Cool. We'll move on. Uh, Again, unionizing happening across the gaming industry within most devs, many of the big devs, anyways. And I'm not surprised to see this going on in Activision. Raven Software, which is a subsidiary of Activision, just had their own union vote. I'm pretty sure it got approved. Employees at a company subsidiary complain about long hours, low pay. This is this talking about Raven? Jessica Gonzalez can sometimes still hear the eerie theme music for one of the Call of Duty video games in her mind. Jokes that the soundtrack will play on a loop in her subconscious when she gets older. Uh, Miss Gonzalez and other QA testers were crunching, a term in the video game industry for prolonged stretches of intense work before a game's release. Employees are often given shifts of up to 12 to 14 hours each day, with only 1 or 2 days off each month, all in the name of meeting a deadline to ship the title to players. Good night. Discontent over working conditions at video game companies has been growing for years, driven by anger about the crunch periods experienced by Ms. Gonzalez, as well as by poor pay, temporary contracts, and sexual harassment in the workplace. Lots of bad work environment stuff. Now, some game workers are considering unionization, which would have been unimaginable just a few years ago. Their interest has also been fueled partly by low employment rates, which have led workers to believe they have more leverage over their employers, as well as a lawsuit last year that thrust Activision's problems with sexual misconduct and gender discrimination out into the open. Yep. Yeah, see, Raven Software. About 20 quality assurance workers at Raven Software, a subsidiary of Activision, will vote on whether to unionize on Monday. If successful, the Raven workers would form the Game Workers Alliance, the first union at a major North American video game publisher. Though it is a small group, it would be a symbolic victory for organizers who think the gaming industry workers are ready for unions. Yep. Yeah, okay, so this is, they haven't completed it yet. We're talking, what did they say? Monday? Today? That's happening today. Yeah. We've known this was going to happen for a while. I was thinking that they had already done it, but I couldn't remember seeing anything necessarily. So, it'll be a spark that ignites the rest of the industry, I believe. I would agree. I think that there's already been a lot of other unionization talk amongst many of the other employees of big major devs, especially ones that have seen pretty negative work environment stuff, right? Yeah, good luck to them. Yep, absolutely. I'm going to kind of skim this real quick. In 2018, a group of game developers formed an organization called Game Workers Unite, which created local chapters to encourage unionization efforts in various cities. The year after, dozens of workers at Riot Games walked out to protest the company's handling of lawsuits, accusing it of having a sexist and toxic culture. Female employees later won $100 million in a settlement over gender discrimination. Large game studios like Ubisoft have faced lawsuits and activist workplaces demanding improvements. Yep. Workers at a small studio called Vodio Games formed the first gaming union in North America in December, outside the Game Awards that month in Los Angeles. A glitzy show of industry executives, developers, and celebrities, a handful of picketers drummed up attention for a rapidly growing labor group, the Game Workers of Southern California. In April, contract workers at BioWare, a Canadian development studio, said they would form a union. Around the same time, an employee at Nintendo filed a charge against the company with the National Labor Relations Board, accusing Nintendo of firing them because they joined or supported a labor organization. Yeah, this is ongoing. We've read about this as well. Rando mote time. Look at that. Let's go, guys. That's the second time we've gotten a weird little. They've got these like text because you guys, nay. They have, if you're not aware, they have tables set up for Twitch, right? Nice, Psych. I like that one. Uh, they have tables set up in Twitch where text coincides with the emote, obviously, right? But I think they've pulled some of the emotes out and left certain text in the table, right? And so we'll get this like issue right here in the chat. Where is it? No, we can't see it anymore. But yeah, exactly like that, Overthinker. Yep, just like that. So that'll come up as like an emote, even though there's no emote that coincides with that string of text in the table. It's really weird. There's a couple of different ones like that. Feels bad when it happens. Because we like emotes, man. Let's see. The news prompted renewed attention in Nintendo's treatment of its employees, particularly Q&A workers, quality assurance workers, who are often on temporary contracts and relegated to the bottom of the totem pole at development studios, causing many to feel like second-class citizens. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be, Pinky, but obviously there's some kind of, D-link there between the text in the table and the emote that it's supposed to coincide with, right? It's really weird. It's odd. The vote Monday comes months after employees at Raven, the Wisconsin studio that helps develop Activision's flagship Call of Duty game, walked out of work in protest after the company ended about a dozen Raven quality assurance workers' contracts. If I remember correctly, these quality assurance workers were contractors, okay? And I'll talk about that in just a moment. Let me finish this. Which the workers said was abrupt and unfair after the workers announced their intent to unionize in January. Activision, which is being acquired by Microsoft for $70 billion, said it would not voluntarily recognize the group. Yep. Soon after, the company said it would disperse the QA workers across various departments at the Raven studio. Also said it would convert more than 1,000 temporary quality assurance contractors, at Activision to full-time status, give them a pay raise to $20 an hour and more benefits. Activision said the unionizing workers would not be affected because federal labor law prevented them from inducing workers to vote against a union by increasing pay or benefits ahead of an election. Activision also argued to the NLRB that because Raven quality assurance workers had been spread across the studio, they were no longer a bargaining unit, and that all Raven studio workers should be eligible to vote. The board rejected those claims, told workers to mail in their ballots, which will be counted on Monday. If a majority are in favor, the workers will unionize, pending objections over the voting process. Workers at Activision and elsewhere will be watching closely. Already, they say, they are seeing the benefits, like the pay increases, of pressuring their employer to improve. Those things are only happened because of how hard we've been pushing and how much pressure there has been on upper management, said Gigi Sari, an Activision QA worker in Minneapolis. We know we can't get complacent or lose too much steam. Yeah, so here's the thing. We've talked about this before as well. Contractors are individuals that are brought in to work for a company under contract through like a middleman agency, okay? So they're not actual full-time employees of the company they've been contracted to work for. They more fit a need to bring in an increased workforce. What it's supposed to be is an increased workforce for like temporary kinds of things, really, right? But this is what I keep talking about when it comes to contractors in any business and industry. If a contractor or if contractors are held at a company for certain threshold of time, extended period of time, that should show the need for that company to have an increased workforce. And in my opinion, it should set up that business to be obligated to take on a certain amount at least of the contracted workforce as full-time employees moving forward. What they often do is just continue to hold on to these contracted employees and never give them full-time jobs. And it's a pretty toxic kind of work structure, yeah? So that's my opinion. It doesn't work like that. I think that's the way it needs to be changed. I think there needs to be laws around it. Businesses will always find ways to try to get around it. I'm not the one to try to come up with the best way to incorporate it, but I think it's definitely an issue that needs to be addressed. Yeah. So there we go. We should find out probably tomorrow in May 24th's news segment. Our 1-year anniversary stream. We'll still do news tomorrow, of course. And we'll probably find out potentially what maybe some of the vote ended up in. I don't know how long it's going to take them to get the votes counted and everything, though. So it might take a few days before we find out. Yeah. Capcom is suggesting it could revive some of its dormant game series. Company's first new IP in a decade, Pragmata, is due to release next year. Formed in '83, Capcom has one of the largest libraries of original IP in all of gaming. However, while blockbuster franchises like Resident Evil continue to receive new iterations as well as remakes of classic games, franchises such as Lost Planet, Power Stone, and Okami haven't seen new entries in many years. When asked specifically what plans the company has for its dormant IP, Capcom responded, "We are currently putting together plans for our pipeline based on demand data from the market. Going forward, we will continue to take customers' wishes into consideration while devising our title lineup." Hideki Kamiya, I think, directed Beat 'em Up Beautiful Joe last had a game in 2005. Darkstalkers is a fighting game that I used to play back on like PS1. A perennial popular fighting game franchise with hardcore fans, hasn't had a new entry, not including remakes or remasters, since 1997. In 2020, Capcom announced Pragmata, its first original franchise in a decade. Pragmata will be Capcom's first completely new IP made for consoles and released worldwide since 2012's Dragon's Dogma. Yo, Dragon's Dogma is one of my favorite games as well. Like, top 10 favorite games. I loved this game. Oh, for real, Pinky? That's cool, man. AI that makes insane images based on text input. Really? Yo, can you link that, dude? Link that to me. Let's take a look. 2016's Meguri was a Japan only release. Yo, if you have not played Dragon's Dogma, this is a really cool RPG, man. It is really, really neat. It's really good. It's fantastic. Originally scheduled to be released in 2022, the game was delayed until 2023 in order to ensure it will be an unforgettable adventure. Preview site? Thanks, dude. Open. Yo, this is cool, dude. Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second. We'll take a look. Thanks, buddy. Originally, yeah. Our team is hard at work on the project, but to ensure this will be an unforgettable adventure, we've decided to shift the release window to 2023. Capcom corporate officer Ryozo Sugimoto told VGC in 2019 the company is not giving up on the idea of creating new original game series, despite its recent focus on core franchises like Monster Hunter and Resident Evil. Okay, we'll see what that brings about from Capcom. Anything new? They're also getting ready to leave. Isn't Capcom Street Fighter? They are, right? Pretty sure Capcom Street Fighter. And they are going to be releasing Street Fighter 6 in the near future. So that's big for them. Yeah. Yep. Yep. They announced it, like a month? Between a month and 2 months ago, they announced. Yeah, I love Street Fighter too, man. I love Street Fighter. I don't really play fighting games anymore, but I love watching competitive Street Fighter stuff. Competitive Street Fighter is really cool. It's pretty amazing watching some of those people play. Oh yeah, had it on PSP, dude. I was a Street Fighter 2 player on Super Nintendo. I'm old school. I am old school. PC Gamer is supported by its yep. Here we go. So Stalker 2, yeah, once again underway. Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl development paused in the wake of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Community manager, dude, I remember sitting at my buddy's house. We would play Street Fighter 2 nonstop, dude. Nonstop. Yeah. I always liked playing Blanca. Blanca was my jam, dude. Yep. Community manager for GSC Game World has said that development on Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl has resumed. Yeah, okay. In a post on Discord, GSC Game World community representative Mullet has said that it continues and the work is in progress. In February, developers at Stalker 2 developer GSC Game World paused development on their game as the Russian Federation invaded Ukraine, unfortunately, their home country. Since then, the game has been renamed to Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl to reflect the Ukrainian rather than the Russian spelling. Cool. Game's official Discord was closed to new chat in March, following GSC's announcement that it would be suspending development on Stalker 2, and reopened only a few days ago. There's no indication yet how much of Stalker 2's development is back in motion, or how that will affect Stalker 2's release date, which at this point is almost sure to be pushed back from its December launch, and for good reason. Yeah, absolutely. And totally understandable. We between the suspension of work and today, rumors have circulated that some developers are working on Stalker 2 have been relocated to Prague, in nearby. Is that Czechia? Is that how that's pronounced? I'm bad. I can barely speak English, guys. Help me out. The website for Stalker 2 was also blocked in Russia. Um, Oh yeah, no, King, me too, man. I've got regular Nintendo, Super. I've got PS1, 2, 3. I've got Xbox One. Dude, I've got you guys want to get into it, check it out, man. I got something sitting right here for you. I have to bust it out every once in a while. Check that bad boy out. Nintendo. Get wrecked, dude. Kirby's Dream Land. Let's go. Yeah, dude. Got the big old night sight for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm a gamer, baby. And I love my old school gaming stuff. Most of my stuff is in storage right now because we moved at the beginning of 2021. Beginning of last year, we moved. It's in climate controlled storage. That's old, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, man, I used to have Pokemon Red and it got. I left home when I was like early 20s. Early 20s, I left home. And I just got lucky. My mom knows how much, both my parents know how much I love my gaming stuff. And they held on to a lot of it for me, luckily. But some of it got lost. Some of it got lost. Yeah. Pinky, the CH is more like a K. So it's like Czechia? Czechia? Is that right? Psych. Troll Raid want me for real? Are you serious? Czechia. Hey, thanks, buddy. Thanks, Pinky. Thanks, man. The website for Stalker 2 also blocked in Russia. Look, I've talked about this a lot, and there have been a lot of companies that have pulled out of Russia, and Log Troll couldn't save you. It's all right, dude. It's all right. No big deal. We'll be done with news before long. Do I need to run back over to your place right now? What? Do you automatically respawn? You do, don't you? I think you automatically respawn. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Definitely respawned here. Let me get back over. Let me get back over. Asai, I'm gonna come hang out at your place again. Is that all right? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I've got the Valheim server up, so all of our buddies can be in there and play while I do the news. But I know I've got to get set up with a. Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm just gonna hang out by the fire right here. Cool. I'm just gonna hang out back here by the fire. All right, we're good. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Uh, I've got to get a portal set up to a crypt. That's what I got to get done. I'll do that first thing today. I'll do it first thing today so you guys can quit worrying about me. The thing that I'd like people to understand about the war is terrible. The war is terrible. War in general is terrible. There are awful, violent, horrific things that go on across the world every single day. And this war is one of them, right? Understand the fact that try not to stereotype all Russian citizens into that group of wanting this to be a thing, of wanting the war to be a thing. Unfortunately, a lot of people in Russia are just affected by what their country's government is doing, right? And there are a lot of people in Russia that are opposed to the war, and they're just unfortunately affected by what's going on. Try to keep that in mind, okay? Their government is making their country and its citizens look very bad, right? In my opinion. And not everybody there feels that way. Not everybody is for that war. And unfortunately, a lot of that population is affected by what is going on with this invasion. So just try to keep that in mind, okay? And I understand why the website is blocked. There are a lot of Netflix pulled out of Russia. You can't use Netflix in Russia. Netflix pulled out in support of Ukraine. It's like, but the thing that's tough about it is that like there are all kinds of sports and stuff where Russia's citizens and people are not able to participate in like world sport events and stuff. It's you name it. They've done all kinds of things, and a lot of what's been done is aimed at hitting back at Russia's government. But it does affect the people there that aren't necessarily for what their government is doing. Right? We're quite often just uh, affected by what governing forces wherever we live are engaged in, and many of the citizens of Russia are, excuse me, are affected in that capacity, in that way. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, okay? So cool. I'm glad that the devs are finding a way to get back to work here. I mean, look, ultimately, what we would love to see is this war to go away. The people of Ukraine be able to get back home and get their lives going again. It's a terrible thing. War is horrific, and usually war is a result of people just not being able to accept the fact that there are other people in the world that have differing views and ideas. And violence, in my opinion, is not the answer. So um, it feels bad. Heart and thoughts go out to all the people affected by the war, right? War is stupid. It definitely is. Here's another thing. Uh, from everything that I know about the war, there are a lot of people initially from Russia, Russia's military, that had no idea that they were actually being sent to war or anything. You know, it was like, it's unfortunate, man. And a lot of people in many countries' military service are just doing a job, right? Um, but they are forced into performing certain actions because of the they're basically owned by that organization at that point, right? And it's quite often hard for people to make a stand when they feel like they don't have any kind of impact and when they're in those situations, right? Uh, yeah, I know. I want to make sure people maintain that viewpoint of it. I think it's obvious as well. I think it's obvious, but I just want to make sure people maintain that viewpoint of what's going on here, especially with the people that are affected that aren't necessarily for the war, but are part of that country, right? That's my big thing. So I'm not trying to be like Captain Obvious here or anything, but I think it's important to reiterate that idea. Okay, gamer? PS1 and PSP games have started appearing on the Asian PlayStation Store. Yep, yep. That's not surprising. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Overthinker. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've said that. I've reiterated. I'm reiterating a sentiment that I've stated before, right? Um, but I think it's important. Otherwise, I wouldn't state it. Yeah. Again, the new PlayStation subscription service is being rolled out first across Asia, so they're going to see more of these titles before anybody else does. Um, the games can be bought separately and include up rendering, rewind, quick save, and video filters. We've already seen a bit of this morning. Although the new PlayStation Plus will be coming to Japan, the Americas, Europe, and Australia throughout June, parts of Asia will be getting it first tomorrow. As such, some of the newly added retro titles have been found on the PlayStation Store for Malaysia, shedding some light on how they will be handled. Perhaps most notable is confirmation that the games can be bought separately, meaning players don't need to be subscribed to the most expensive PlayStation Plus premium tier to access them. Titles already spotted on the store include Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, Worms Armageddon, Worms World Party, PSP title Ridge Racer 2, with prices ranging from 20 to 39 ringgit. What is ringgit? That's got to be like currency in Malaysia. Malaysia's currency. Yeah. I've never even heard of that. So roughly like $4.50 US to almost $9 US. Yeah. According to each game's listings, the games are enhanced with up-rendering, rewind, quick save, and custom video filters. Disclaimer also notes the title has been converted from the PlayStation version to the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 consoles, provides newly added features. Consequently, there may be times where the title plays differently from the PlayStation version, or where some features may cause the title to not function properly. This version does not support the PlayStation console's peripherals, therefore some functionality may not be available. Ridge Racer 2 on PSP was previously on the store, but appears to have been pulled ahead of the service's launch. Screenshots found on the store, however, have been shared online showing how the game will look. Cool. Nice. Last week, Sony confirmed a partial list of games that would be made available as part of the revamped PlayStation Plus. According to this, its classic games catalog would include such titles as Ape Escape, Hot Shots Golf, IQ Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Mr. Driller, Siphon Filter, Super Stardust Portable, Tekken 2, Worms World Party, and Worms Armageddon. Although Abe's Odyssey hadn't been previously announced, Ridge Racer 2 artwork had been spotted on the PlayStation Network's back-end servers last month. The appearance of both games on the Malaysian PlayStation Store reinforces Sony's previous statement that its list of games was only a partial one. Sony also confirmed last week that players who have previously purchased the digital version of games from the original PlayStation and PSP generation will not have to make a separate purchase or sign up to PlayStation Plus to play these titles on PS4 and PS5, it said. That's great. PlayStation Plus's Essential Extra and Premium tiers will begin rolling out in June in North America and Europe. Check out that old school Tekken. Yo, I used to play a little bit of Tekken too. I loved King. King, dude, was my jam. I actually played it in arcade for a little while. I had somebody teach me some of the moves where you like grab people and like slam them. If you keep doing certain button combinations, you'll keep like slamming people. I loved it, dude. It was really neat. The most expensive PS Plus premium tier will include a library of yeah, it looks super. You remember like do you remember what like Tekken games? Oh yeah, Ava, yeah, for sure. Yeah, in like pizza places, or we had an arcade in our little mall back home, or the city close to where I was from, and they always had like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, you know what I mean? And Tekken, dude, Tekken was fun, yeah. But these, do you remember what? Like, when these games came out, it was like, dude, it looks awesome. Look at the graphics. And now you look at it and you're like, oh my God, that is terrible. We've just evolved so fast, man. We've evolved so fast with technology. I still love the way it looks. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't spend a ton of time in arcades or anything, but a little bit, a little bit. The most expensive PS Plus premium tier will include a library of over 700 games, including 400 downloadable PS4 and PS5 titles. Ava, how are you today, by the way? How are you, my friend? It's good to see you. PS3 games available via cloud streaming and catalog of classic games available in both streaming and download options from the original PlayStation, PS2, and PSP generations. Ubisoft announced on Monday that its Ubisoft Plus subscription service is coming to PlayStation, with a Ubisoft Plus Classics range coming to PS Plus. Cool. All right. Remembering games before, I remember them looking a lot better than reality. Yeah. It was just, it's crazy how our perception of what looks good changes because of how fast and drastic that, technology has evolved since then, right? Right. Yeah. It's like going back and like, that's why a lot of things have happened with like the PC port of Ocarina of Time. You know, they've done a great job with PC port of Ocarina of Time that you can play, and it's got like 60 frames, like widescreen adaptation, all kinds of great improvements for playing the game in a more modern way, right? Whereas if you go back and play a lot of those like N64 games that were very genre defining and people still love, man, the frame rates on them are terrible. You know what I mean? it's just kind of crazy to go back and try to play those kinds of games again, or like Bond on 64. I actually a few years ago got into had a 64 hooked up with a buddy, was playing trying to play Bond. I was like, oh, this is terrible. And that game rocks, dude. That game rocks. Uh, so what do we have here? User in your face. User in your face. Hi and welcome to User in Your Face, a challenging exploration of user interactions and design patterns. To play the game, simply fill in the form as fast and accurate as possible. So this is like a what Pinky? What'd you say? Like a satiric, like a satire kind of site of trying to get this kind of stuff done. It's just kind of comical. Is that what this is, Pinky? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Um, a green no button. Please click here to go to the next page. Hold on. Hold on. No. See, you can't click this button. I didn't even try to click it first. I just read this, and it says, click here to go to the next page. Upload. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no. I'm not really going to go through it. It looks like it could be really funny, though. Uh, King, this is for chat and you because I just got threatened with it. If unplay online games, you need to invest in a VPN or a blacklist IP address. No one can do it but me, but IP addresses are not hard to get anymore if you're playing. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's, I recommend using a VPN, some kind of encrypted connection. Yeah, yeah, stuff like that for sure. If you play online game, yeah, I've had people try to threaten me because they got upset in games with DDoSing me and stuff like that, and there's some really smart people out there, and there's some really useful tools to be able to acquire that kind of information on people. Yeah, so um, it's difficult. It's difficult, but yeah, I mean, maintaining safety in any kind of online environment is yeah, a good thing to do for sure. Yep. Yeah, I won't really go into it anymore, but like it's funny. I saw that that probably wasn't the way to go. Yeah, yeah, okay, cool. I'm not gonna like dive into this, but Pinky, I appreciate it. If anybody's interested, it's just like apparently a kind of comedic kind of uh, site that you go through and everything. Um, if you want to take a look at it, thanks, Pinky. Let's look at this real quick before we get into the Saints Row stuff. Um, DAL E2, a new AI system that can create realistic images and art from a description in natural language. It can create original, realistic images and art from a text description. It can combine concepts, attributes, and styles. An astronaut, teddy bears, a bowl of soup. What? Riding a horse, lounging in a tropical resort in space, playing basketball with cats in space. In a photorealistic style, in the style of Andy Warhol as a pencil drawing. Look at that, dude. It can make realistic edits to existing images from a natural language caption, add and remove elements while taking shadows, reflections, and textures into account. You can click on it to change it. Oh, you talking about these? I love that, dude. Oh, you click here to change it? Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah. Oh, there we. Oh, got you, dude. Got you. Yeah. I thought this was just like an amount of text that was thrown in, and it just built off of that. Got you. My bad. Teddy bear shopping for groceries, a bowl of soup as a planet in the universe, as a as digital art. That's really cool, dude. That's cool. Yep. Yeah. I mean, Wireshark is a well-known utility. Mhm. Um, to be able to, it basically is a packet sniffer, right? It basically takes um, incoming, outgoing information in your packets of internet traffic, and it will give you a lot of detailed information within those packets, allowing you to access IP addresses, things like that, right? Which is where a VPN comes in very handy. So if people try to uh, grab your information and pull things out of it, especially if they do grab an IP address, they're probably going to grab something of the server you're connected to. Yep. Yep. If you're not familiar with what a VPN is, it stands for Virtual Private Network. Okay, it encrypts your internet traffic, makes it very hard to decrypt, so that information can be pulled out of it. At the same time, if somebody on the other end grabs your IP address, what the VPN does is it encrypts you and takes you into a service's server before sending the traffic to its destination. Right. So if anybody on the other end of where your traffic's going grabs your IP, they're going to be grabbing the IP of the VPN provider's server that you're hitting, rather than your internet address, your IP address where you're actually at, right? Which makes it very hard for somebody to like hack you, determine where you're actually at, stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. King, I'm an IT professional by trade. I've actually been involved in, not extensively, but I've been involved in a bit of network defense stuff. Yeah. So, yeah. What I would say is I would like to keep a large amount of that information, as long as we're keeping it in the channel in a way of just helping people understand how to protect themselves rather than getting into details about how people can use it maliciously. That's what we need to do, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I appreciate you trying to help people understand how to protect themselves, but let's be very careful about trying to make sure that the information we're putting in the community is just a way of helping people stay safe, and not in any way that they could potentially twist it to be a malicious use. Okay, that's all I ask. Yeah, look at that. This is pretty cool, man. This is wild. Can take an image and create different variations of it inspired by the original. That's crazy, dude. That's so cool. Learn the relationship between images and text used to describe them. Use a process called diffusion, which starts with a pattern of random dots and gradually alters that pattern towards an image when it recognizes specific aspects of that image. Huh. There's a lot of cool things this can do, man. That's wild, man. How do you get a VPN? There are some free ones out there. Just research it, gamer. Do your research on some of the better ones. That's what I would say. Even some of the better ones out there are not very expensive. You can purchase like a year of it in a lump sum, or years of the service in a lump sum that's not very expensive. Um, and it's usually just like a service that you buy into. So there'll be like an app or that you'll download onto your PC, stuff like that. Yeah, or your device, whatever it may be. And you basically can set up different ways to encrypt your connection, your internet connection. Yep. Yeah, there are a lot of them that'll do specific, like if you want specific apps to be encrypted, anytime you boot it up, that connection will be encrypted rather than like your entire connection. There's different ways to incorporate it. Different services have different options, but There are some free ones out there that would be better than nothing. Do a little bit of research. Do a little bit of research. Yep. That's really neat. If anybody's interested, there you go. Saints Row. Okay, here's the deal. This is the last article for today. Unless anybody has anything else to add, Pinky, thanks for the cool little sites there. That's neat, dude. Um, if you have anything else that I haven't hit on or might be pertinent for us to go over during the this news segment, then let me know. This will be the last one for today. If not, Saints Row. Everything you need to know about the reboot. Illinois-based game developer Deep Silver Volition is coming back with its most successful franchise, Saints Row, after the underwhelming launch of the spin-off series Agents of Mayhem. Volition's return to the IP 9 years after Saints Row 4's commercial debut was first announced by THQ Nordic in August 2019. However, it wouldn't be until 2 years later that the game was unveiled as a reboot. It was originally scheduled to launch on February 25th. However, they delayed the game by 6 months for quality and polish, while also citing COVID impact. The new release date is August 23rd. It'll be released for PC as a timed Epic Game Store exclusive, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series S and X. Standard Edition will be $60. That's not uncommon. Gold Edition includes the main game, the expansion pass, and bonus DLC packs like, Saints Criminal Customs, Los Paternos American Muscle Bundle for $90 US. The Platinum Edition includes all that plus Saints Row the Third Remastered for $100. All editions, that was US. All editions, if pre-ordered, grant the Idols Anarchy Pack, the Idols DJ Helmet, a Twinkle Bat, and a Sandstorm Scrambler. Holy moly. Exclusive look at Saints Row's opening missions. Here, if you guys are interested, take a look. All right, I'm not gonna watch this right now. We're a bit deep already into how long we news segment's going on 2 hours right now, so I'm gonna finish this up. Genre setting and mechanics. The Saints Row reboot will retain most of the characteristics seen in previous installments, chiefly its open world approach. While the wacky tone has been slightly dialed back, game is set in the fictional city of Santo Eliso. Based on the American Southwest environment, according to Volition, the city will be the largest playground ever seen in the franchise, featuring 15 districts and surrounded by a vast desert. Beginning of Saints Row, the city is controlled by three main factions. Player character, once again simply called the Boss, is a former low-level member of Marshall Industries who defects and assembles a new gang with the help of three key characters, Nina, Kevin, and Eli. As you would expect, the gang's goal is to take over the city's districts to build their own criminal empire. For the first time in Saints Row series, players will be able to choose where to build their criminal ventures, and the decisions will help shape the city in different ways. 15 ventures to pick from. Returning fan favorites like insurance fraud. Others are due to be added after launch. Each venture provides the boss with unique rewards and side hustle activities. Yep. Driving has been improved from previous entries with a focus on car combat. The dev wants players to have the opportunity to use the vehicles themselves as weapons instead of just toting guns. Already promised 80 plus motorized means of transport, including cars, bikes, trucks, boats, planes, helicopters, VTOLs, hoverbikes, hoverboards, and go-karts. Additionally, traversal in the city will also be possible with a wingsuit. Vast arsenal of weapons, ranging from baseball bats to rocket launchers and handguns. Melee fans can expect brutal takedowns too. Drop-in, drop-out co-op is returning, fully untethered, so the two players can roam freely around the city. Cross-generation multiplayer is supported between PS5, PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Doesn't sound like full cross-platform play will be available, though, like between PlayStation and Xbox, right? Customization is the name of the game. Yeah, the game's trademark feature will be the incredibly detailed customization, beginning with your player character and the character creation. From gender, hair, body, noses, eyes, mouths, chins, cheeks, eyebrows, eyewear, piercings, scars, blemishes, facial tattoos, makeup, etc. Asymmetrical customization. Uh, as well as customization for the cars will be extensive apparently. From bumpers, grills, hoods, mirrors, skirts, and spoilers. Tire size, width, profiles, rim types, axles, different engines, horns, transmission options, plenty of other stuff like nitrous, off-road kits, towing cables, unique challenges for each vehicle. Weapons the same way. You can customize the weapons apparently the same way. Uh, PC system requirements are yet to be announced. If you're interested, look, just based on that, I need to watch the gameplay video. I'm not going to do it right now. Well, we need to get out of this new stuff probably. But just the cinematic trailer doesn't have me super psyched for this. It just looks like a huge mashup of Fortnite skinned a game that does a lot of what other games have already done. So I don't know, but looks can be deceiving. It could be a lot of fun. It could be a lot of fun. I'm just not particularly hyped for it. If it sounds like something that's fun, give it a shot. And who knows? I'll probably wait until it comes out, see what some opinions are of the game, and if they, seem to be really, really good, then we might dive into it. I try not to judge things on appearance. It doesn't necessarily look like something I'm super interested in. Doesn't mean we won't play it though, okay? The link's in chat. Take a look. See what you think about it. VPNs, good because played around with it for a while. Even with VPNs, some people can still bypass. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, yeah, for sure, King. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and I appreciate you trying to uh, engage our community here in being safer in online environments. That's absolutely something should be doing. Oh, okay, cool, King. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, man. Thank you. That would be great. That would be great. And thanks for prompting me to bring this up and read a bit about it. Again, uh, I have been thrown off by the appearance of games in the past, like West of Loathing. I was not going to play West of Loathing, even though it was highly recommended in our community um, multiple times. I wasn't planning on playing it because it just didn't look appealing to me visually. Uh, but I kept being told that it was a great experience and I should try it out. And I did, and they were absolutely correct. Shout out to our buddies Rosbert and Tinwin. Specifically, I think it was them mostly. They kept prompting me to play the game. It was hilarious. It was a great RPG. It had a lot of crazy puzzles in it. And actually, after playing the game, the art style fit the game very well. It was just my initial impression of the game was like, I don't know that I want to play that, but it was great. So looks can be deceiving, and just because something doesn't necessarily look like a game visually that you would be interested in doesn't mean it can't be a great experience to play. So I try to maintain that mindset when it comes to things that don't necessarily appeal to me visually. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. King, I'm excited to see what you think about the game, and who knows if it turns out to be something that a lot of people think is really great. Maybe we'll dive into it if enough of the community wants me to play it. Everybody, that is going to be it for the news segment today. We're going to jump into day 8 of Valheim after I finish up this little tidbit here. Remember that tomorrow is going to be our 1 year anniversary of the channel being live on Twitch. Okay, we're gonna do a 24-hour stream. We're going to just kind of. I don't have a specific lineup set for the game or for the day. Yeah, we'll play some different games. We're gonna look at some clips over the past year and laugh about how some of the crazy stuff we've gotten into. It'll be interesting for everybody to kind of get a look at how the channel has evolved over the past year, stuff like that. But it'll be a good time. So I hope to see everybody here for the anniversary stream tomorrow. As always, we'll do the news segment to begin with. And we'll move on from there and just see what we get into. We'll probably do a little bit of Valheim. Play some other stuff. We'll see what we get into, okay? We got 24 hours to take up. So we got plenty of time to get some things done. Outside of that, thank you to everybody for being here for the news segment that is here currently. I appreciate what you mean to this community and what you're helping to build here. It is amazing, and I'm just very fortunate to have all of you as part of this. We will have the clip uploaded to YouTube later. If you are watching this as a VOD on YouTube later, or if you are not moving on to the Valheim play, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another. And if you are watching the VOD, do me a favor. If you're enjoying the content, hit that like and subscribe button, and maybe leave me a comment so we can have a bit of a discussion regarding some of the topics we came over in the news segment today, okay? Other than that, I hope to see everybody tomorrow for our 1-year anniversary stream and the next segment of video gaming news. All right? Thanks so much.